What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. You know, there's a big difference when one of these Marvel leaks comes from a trusted industry insider source instead of something posted anonymously to 4chan or Reddit, or from some of these new Twitter scoopsters who have cropped up around Avengers Doomsday in the last 6 months who have no track record to speak of. But when they intersect on top of rumors and reports and concept art all leaking at the same time, corroborating each other, it sort of makes it feel like there's got to be something there. And that's where we pick up today within the last 48 hours. New leaked concept art and one of the most trusted industry insider sources both confirming now that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is indeed in Avengers Doomsday. And what's even more than that, from a report 2 weeks ago in a Twitter scoopster that came before these confirmations, we actually know a little bit about the scene, when we might expect to see him in the film, and what it means for how Marvel and Sony are looking to use his character. We're breaking it all down, the latest leaked confirmation that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is indeed in Avengers Doomsday and what that scene is going to look like. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. Guys, thanks to everyone who's been subbing lately and helped grow the channel. I really appreciate it. My analytics indicate though that there are still some people who watch the channel regularly who maybe haven't subbed yet, which is totally cool. If you're one of those people, I appreciate the view. But if you want to go one step further in supporting us, hitting the subscribe button is the way to do it. And now more than ever, with the crazy way of the YouTube algorithm in 2025, I'm sure I'm not the first long form content creator who's mentioned this to you, but things are wild out here. Subbing is a great way to support us if you haven't already. Either way, thanks for watching. Hit the sub and like button if you want to be entered for the giveaways. Stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so let's rewind the clock to earlier in the year when we had reports of Tobey Maguire being present in London while they were in the thick of filming the original principal photography for Avengers Doomsday. Now, of course, that caused rumors that he was in the film. He claimed he wasn't. Some people claim to have seen him around the set. Either way, he was in London when they were filming the thick of Avengers Doomsday. Then we got tons of leaked concept art that we have covered here at the channel that showed a lot of different actors, presumably in the makeup chairs and on set getting their makeup done headshot style. It showed us characters like Namora and Dr. Doom, and of course Tobey Maguire. There were 3 of them. Now in those photos, he had some bruising and blood on the left side of his face. He was wearing his classic Tobey Maguire costume, but as we mentioned in our coverage, with today's AI the way that it is, it's almost impossible to tell, even with the sites that do so, whether or not these are real or not, so we reported on them and kept it moving. Well, in the last 48 hours, this has all come together. Daniel Rickman, one of the most trusted sources in the industry, you guys can follow him for free over at DanielRPK on Twitter. But of course, like all of these sources now, they have plenty of platforms where they release information. And coming from his Patreon less than 24 hours ago, he has now confirmed Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is in Avengers Doomsday. What's more, in that same time frame, we have a whole new group of leaked photos. Now, no, I'm not going to show them in this video in case they're real. You guys can find them on Reddit. They're all over Twitter as well, but they're the exact same sort of collage of headshot style that the other 2 leaks were. And while there is one shot of Namor in there with an upgraded costume that looks rather cool, all the other headshots are Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Jr. with his mask off, some bruising and blood on his face, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, also some bruising and blood on his face. Some of this looks like either concept art or pre-art. Some of it looks like actual photo headshots of the actors, again, in the chairs getting makeup done and doing this as sort of like a test shot to show their character. Now, from a couple of weeks ago, we had a Twitter scoopster who went as far as to explain what they're doing with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And he indicated specifically that we would see Tobey Maguire at the start of the film, or in the beginning, sort of like an early Act 1 cameo. And in our coverage of that, we noted the details were light, but like a lot of other cameos that weren't essentially part of the core casting announcement from the first and what might be the only casting announcement for Avengers Doomsday, we figure a lot of these other cameos won't be able to play a huge role simply because there's not enough time in the film for everyone to do that. And some of the main players we already know, say like Steve Rogers that's apparently returning, Dr. Doom, they're going to take up a majority of it. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man coming back in lieu of them not being able to use Tom Holland's Spider-Man or saving him for Avengers Secret Wars. And at the beginning of the film, and with all of these leaked headshots that, if real, show that they're in an action and battle sequence, I think it's pretty clear to see you can connect all of those dots, what's going to happen here in the beginning of the film. And Marvel and Sony, don't you dare kill off Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday. But if you guys want my honest take, trying to add up all these pieces, that's what it certainly looks like to me. And again, we've been talking about this in the same context for this apparent Council of Dooms that now some industry insiders are walking back and saying might actually be Doombots instead of variants. We'll cover that in a separate video when it's pertinent. But in the same way we thought that they may actually be obliterated at the hands of Doom to explain why there are Dooms across the multiverse, but this is the only Doom that's going to ascend to God Doom, he may go and kill some of our favorite heroes of nostalgia from the past, like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And I'll admit, getting the sort of expensive cannon fodder treatment usually happens after you die the first time. Thanos is a perfect example of that. After he died by beheading at the beginning of Avengers Endgame, he got snapped to dust at the end of it. He got cut in half by Infinity Ultron. He got defeated on screen with Infinity Stones by the Illuminati from the 838. They won't hesitate to kill off a character a second, a third time. Patrick Store's Professor X the same way. Tobey Maguire hasn't died yet on screen. But then I started to think about it, and for a lot of heroes we have seen die, either as variants or the main versions of the character, I started to think about how pertinent a death of Spider-Man would be on the silver screen, and not just any Spider-Man, all of our first live-action Spider-Man. And what an emotional way to kick off Avengers Doomsday than showing Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom killing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And as much as I hate to think this will happen and want to buy into the rumors of a fourth Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with Sam Raimi, as much as I argued for it in the last video when we covered that all the pieces are there. They've got Sam Raimi working with Marvel, they've got Tobey Maguire back in No Way Home, now again back in Doomsday. It's not a reach to say they could do number 4, and there's even some people who are campaigning for it in Hollywood. It's a far stretch to think that they wouldn't either go into a new Spider-Man for the Sonyverse, introduce Miles Morales, or find a way to use Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the Sonyverse while they finish off another trilogy. So for right now, a Tobey Maguire-led Spider-Man 4 is not the reason that you would keep him alive. If you're looking for emotional stakes at the beginning of Avengers Doomsday, that would be the way to get it. And so, again, taking all of the concept art at face value, hearing that we're going to see him at the beginning of the film, but he's not in any of the rest of the plot leaks and isn't said to be in any of the rest of the film, it's not too hard to figure out what they're going to do here. And damn you, Marvel and Sony. Damn you. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below, how you feel about any and all of this. Maybe you read it a different way. I think it's pretty clear cut. We're going to see a Spider-Man die on screen, but maybe you guys don't see it that way and you think it may be something else. Let me know down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff. All right, still giving away PS5s. That'll start up with Wonder Man in January. We're also going to give away some comic book variants throughout the holiday season, some other stuff as well, but mostly Fire and Ash tickets so you can go see the Doomsday trailer in theaters, even though it should be online weeks before that. In the meantime, all you got to do to be entered to win, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, smash the like button. My name is Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. Find me on all other platforms with original music under the name AllFires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again.